Hey everybody, and welcome to the season finale and my last show as co-host of Entertainment Lately, Clarion's best source for all things entertainment. I'm Dylan Hyman.
And I'm Kelsie Gestrich. Bruce Jenner's children are now speaking out about his transformation. Jenner's older children fully support their father during his transformation, but admitted to resenting him during the 80s as he was figuring himself out. Jenner shocked everyone in his 2020 interview when he admitted to taking hormones as far back as the 80s, when his biological kids were just kids. Jenner told Diane Sawyer, "The big formative years for them, I was really struggling with these issues, and I talked to the boys about his after the fact that, yeah, I didn't do a good job, and I apologized to my kids for that." Bruce's son, Brandon Jenner, said, quote, "In seeing him come out to me and explain his true self, I was more proud right there to carry the last name Jenner and to be a part of the family than any time before." A source revealed that the older Jenner kids said they couldn't be happier to how much love their dad has gotten from the public and are very excited for Bruce's future.
And Jenner's interview with Diane Sawyer brought in a whopping 17 million viewers to the Friday night special. Bruce's first two wives, Christy Scott and Linda Thompson, both gave statements to ABC News expressing their support for their former husband, while his most recent ex-wife, Chris, did not have a statement aired on the piece. This caused a controversy when blogger Perez Hilton tweeted that Kris Jenner had no comment to the special. Chris responded saying that she had not been contacted by ABC to give comment on that special. Now, ABC has not released a formal statement itself. However, unnamed sources at the network are livid about those accusations. The insider spoke out to the New York Daily News saying, quote, "A dozen producers worked on the special and they all just forgot there's no way that happened. Plus, ABC's legal team would have demanded Chris be contacted for her reaction. Chris is simply not telling the truth."
ESPN reporter Britt McHenry is starting back to work after serving a week-long suspension for verbally attacking a tow truck employee. McHenry has been assigned to cover the NHL playoffs, but has just issued another apology before she heads back to work. McHenry said, "Now that the suspension is over, I want to say again that I'm so sorry for my recent hurtful actions. My remarks were completely out of line. Under no circumstances is it ever acceptable to speak to another human being in that manner in which I chose that night." The 28-year-old TV sports reporter has now apologized twice to viewers after a security video went viral. The video caught McHenry insulting a towing company's workers' education, appearance, and job after her car was towed earlier that month in Arlington, Virginia.
After a tense interview with Dr. Phil McGraw that is scheduled to air tomorrow, Real Housewife of Beverly Hills star Kim Richards has reportedly checked herself into a Malibu rehab facility for treatment of alcohol abuse. This all comes after the star was arrested after she became belligerent at a police officer and refused to leave the Beverly Hills hotel. She allegedly locked herself in a bathroom and kicked officers when they tried to escort her off the property. She was later released on a $20,000 bond. The 50-year-old actress has been to rehab 3 times before to help kick her substance abuse habit. In the interview, Richards seemingly storms out of the interview and McGraw brings in her children into the sit-down. Feeling like it was an intervention, she walks out of the room. Just today, Kim's son Chad called his mom's close friend and co-star Brandi Glanville toxic and not a good influence on his mother. Glanville has been on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills since season 3 and is known to viewers for her drunken behavior and her newfound friendship with Kim Richards. Kim's sobriety was a huge storyline for the show's 5th season, which just wrapped earlier this month.
Time has run out. Kate Middleton is now 4 days past her due date with royal baby number 2. The Duchess of Cambridge was scheduled to deliver the second royal baby on Thursday, April 23rd. Although a Kensington Palace aide said no one has commented on or discussed a due date, multiple other sources have confirmed this date. The pregnant Duchess and Prince William welcomed their first child, Prince George, on July 22, 2013. Us Weekly revealed last week the Duke spent April 22nd shopping for an entirely blue outfit, another sign that another prince is on the way. As seen with Prince George's arrival, the royal couple will make an official presentation of the baby outside of the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in London. A source close to the Duchess said she's doing well and in good spirits, although it would be fair to say she's also eager for that time to come.
And our last story of the day here, the 42nd Annual Daytime Emmy Awards aired last night to celebrate all the best in daytime television. The big winners of the night were Days of Our Lives and The Young and the Restless, as the two shows tied to win Best Drama Series. Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan took home the trophy for Best Talk Show Host for an Entertainment Program. And Betty White was also honored with the Television Academy's Lifetime Achievement Award, making this her 8th career Emmy. Now, this is the first year when the talk show host categories have been split into 2 different categories as opposed to lumping all the talk show hosts together. This year's ceremonies also marks a return to airing the show on television after last year's ceremony was seen online through a streaming service. The Daytime Emmys have been sluggish in the ratings in the last decade, and with fewer and fewer soaps on the airwaves, some have considered ending the ceremony for good.
And now don't go away, the E-Lately Roundtable is up next. We'll be right back with Tyler DiGiacomo and Paige Newcomb.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple, just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
All right. Hello, everybody. Wait, we're back? Oh, we're back. Well, this is wonderful. Welcome to our final edition of Hot Topics. It's kind of weird to think that it's the last one, but we're not going to think about that right now. We've got Paige, who is going to be taking over for one of us. She's taking over for Kelsie, and then Tyler is filling in for Dre, who will be taking over later on. Dre's got some other prior commitments, but we're going to get right into probably the biggest hot topic going on right now in entertainment and really everywhere around the world is Bruce Jenner's sit down with Diane Sawyer. Like we told you about in the news portion of our show, they had 17 million people watched, and I think that it was just so astonishing that it's been a literal year in the making because we've seen this in the news for so long, and it's been speculated. But Kelsie, why do you think it took so long for Bruce to really come out and say this when it's been assumed for such a long time?
Well, I mean, you can assume things, but potentially maybe he just had more feminine qualities and maybe he wasn't pursuing a lifestyle to become a woman. But like I reported earlier, I mean, he's been taking hormones since the 80s when his children were literally children. Now they're late 20s, I mean, early 30s. As you can see in that picture, just look at the physical transformation. I mean, well, that's not him anymore. There we go. I mean, he doesn't even look like the same person that he was when that first picture was taken, going from an Olympic athlete to now the Bruce Jenner that we all know. I mean, I'm happy for him. I'm really happy that he's able to come out and say that what he truly wants to be, which is a woman.
And I think that, that's what a lot of people, there was so much support for him. And I personally, I still haven't watched it. I know it's like against the Entertainment News Bible to not have seen the Bruce Jenner interview. But I was watching a little bit of it today, and he really seems so much more comfortable, I think, because, even seeing him on Keeping Up with the Kardashians when the show first started, he didn't always seem like he wanted to be there. And, I think that to a lot of people it came off as just him wanting, he's like the crotchety old dad, didn't want the cameras around. But I think now that it's something, even deeper than anyone ever knew.
His first wife actually even said that when they first got married, she noticed all those feminine qualities, and she thought it was a blessing. She liked having that because maybe they wouldn't get in all the regular marital fights maybe, but she actually enjoyed that he had those qualities. So maybe it worked for them. I mean, it didn't work in the long run, but initially it might have been better.
Do you think, Paige, this is something that, isn't always the easiest topic, obviously, to talk about, but, his first two wives, and we'll speak on them just because we have statements from them, were all very supportive. Do you think that that's something that's, kind of different, especially when it comes to, Hollywood divorces aren't easy to begin with, but then the fact that your ex-husband now wants to become a woman?
I don't know. See, like, as you said, like, Hollywood divorces, they're obviously not all that great. And then when you add what all of his ex-wives are going through, I can't even imagine being in that mental state, imagining that, this person was married to Bruce, and then, like, it's revealed that he is becoming a woman. It's like, I can't even imagine being in that sort of mental state.
It's just something that takes a long time to adjust.
Yeah.
And Tyler, we reported earlier, and it's been said through the Daily News and other places, that Kris Jenner she alleges she wasn't contacted for a comment. What's your take on that? Do you think that she really was? I can't imagine someone like Diane Sawyer not reaching out to all of his ex-wives.
No, I think definitely she was probably contacted. The whole family was contacted. Everybody's life been contacted, and the story's definitely overblown. I think obviously keeping up with the Kardashians really has blown this up. They're big superstars, but no one's looking at the real heart of the story. Just be happy for Bruce. Be happy for her. She's been stuck inside with that body forever, and I think I think Bruce herself just should be happy to get out of it now and finally be the woman that she wants to be, that Bruce wants to be. So that's the real story. Just be happy for Bruce, and all that he's doing, all that she's doing for herself.
And I'm glad that you brought up the support, because there has been so much support for him coming from not just Hollywood, but really everywhere. Everyone who watched that special really just felt for him and wanted to really bring out and support him as much as they could. And there were so many people, I can't even go through them, but big names, Oprah, and I can't even think, just Oprah's the first one that comes to my head. But Kelsie, I'll go back to you for this. Bruce is obviously in the spotlight. He's been in the spotlight for a very, very long time. What do you think made him want to do it now, as opposed to, like you said, he had been taking hormone treatment since the 80s. Why wait until this exact moment in time?
That's a really good question, and honestly, I mean, even the Kardashians and the Jenners could try and make that guess, but the only person that would really know that answer is Bruce. I mean, maybe the hormones weren't enough. I know that's like how you would start the process, but maybe he's finally comfortable with admitting how he feels, how she feels. Maybe Bruce just thought it was the perfect time. I mean, after going through with the divorce with Chris, maybe he just knew it was right now.
And Tyler, there were a lot of, different things that were said by, as Kelsie said, his first wife, Christy, said that she actually liked it, liked knowing these different things. And then the same thing with his second wife, Linda Thompson. She said that Bruce came to her and said, I feel this is what I feel. And it wasn't something that was, so difficult to really comprehend. And I just think that that's something that's so, almost fantastical. It's hard to wrap your head around, being so nice to someone like that. But this might be a personal question, Tyler, but do you think that if that was someone, a normal person, walking down the street back in Philadelphia, that they would have the same ability to really come out like this and, have the same set of support that Bruce Jenner is having?
Well, it's all about your personal feelings. It's kind of likewise, to coming out as gay to your family. You just have to feel comfortable with it. As Kelsie said, it took him, how old was Bruce? Like
he's in his 65, 66.
So he's held this inside of of herself for the whole life, and just now that it just felt right in her mind to come out now, and just, I think obviously as the Kardashians, the show, the media, it's all overblown, but I think it just depends on your person. It doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter whether you're a big Hollywood star or just, some person around here. It just takes, yourself to feel comfortable enough to come out with that and, find out who your true friends are and who your support system is. I think Bruce is really finding out who that support system is, and that's who, she has to lean against right now.
And I think that, I'm glad that, sometimes that, when you trip up and try to say he and she, is that it's almost like you have to take yourself and really think about, oh, what I have to say about that now. And I remember I saw an interview with David Arquette, and he has a sister who transitioned to become a woman. It was originally his brother, and I remember even in his interview, he kept saying he, and then he had to correct himself. And Paige, I think that might be the most difficult part about this whole transition is his kids to say he and she. Don't you think that'll be difficult?
But yeah, I mean, if you go throughout your whole life, calling Bruce, your father, I would imagine that it would be difficult to even think about, okay, what do I call you? Do I still call you father? Do I call, that's what I imagine that's their mindset is, okay, what do I call you now?
And that's probably something that's just so difficult at this time. Everything's going to have its moment. It's going to have time to die down. And I think that Bruce, like we also did, it's a great thing that he's in his own and he is happy and just enjoying his life the way that he should have a long time ago. And it's sad that it took this long, but at least it happened, so he can move on and finally have some peace. We're going to take a break. Right now, we're going to come back. We're talking about some of our last topics of this season. So don't go away. We'll be right back in 90 seconds.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. Since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
And welcome back here for our final Hot Topics block of Entertainment Lately. We're going to get right into it. So Robert Downey Jr., really big right now. He's got the Avengers coming out. I mean, he's just a great guy. I want to go hang out with Robert Downey Jr. I'm going to put that on my bucket list.
I wouldn't mind hanging out with him either.
I know you wouldn't. But the controversy is going on, especially over in the UK. Robert Downey Jr. sat down for an interview, and he was obviously there to promote the Avengers, the sequel, Age of Ultron. And the interviewer there went into his personal business and his past, talking about how he had been to jail before and he was a drug addict and things that he has spoken about in the past. But the reason he walked out of the interview was that it had nothing to do with that, and it was more on, it should have been about the Avengers. So, Tyler, what's your take on that? Did he have the right to walk out of that interview?
I think you're absolutely right, Dylan. He definitely got blindsided by his questions. He's there for the movie, asking on his personal life. There's a time and a place for that. If they wanted a more personal interview, that's fine, set it up. But I think Robert Downey Jr. handled it well. He answered the questions, kind of tiptoed around it. But you could see the whole time he was very uncomfortable, looking off to his aides on the side, trying to get out of it. And he was very cordial for as long as it could be. He was there for a while, trying to be nice, trying to put a happy face. But after a while, he just got sick of it and just walked off. I think he got every right to do that. That was a very bad, journalistic job there by the reporter. Not sure who it was, or not sure whether they talking about that before. But it was just bad all around. But I think Downey Jr. handled it very well and very classy.
And it's always in his way. He always ended it with some humor. And Paige, you actually watched the interview, so
Yes.
What was your take on that?
I support Robert Downey Jr. walking out of there fully because the interviewer should have known. It's one thing if, like you said, if you want to go into his personal life and do that kind of interview, set it up. If he's going on a tour to promote a movie, that his personal life has nothing to do with the movie.
Exactly, and the thing that he said after he took the mic off and he said to the interview, this is getting a little too Diane Sawyer-y for me. But that brings up a good point, is that, Kelsie, say this was someone like Diane Sawyer or Barbara Walters asking the same questions, do you think you would have had that same reaction?
No, because they do have a reputation for that. I mean, look, Diane Sawyer just sat down with Bruce Jenner. She does have somewhat of a more serious side, and trying to get down to all the details. And with such a great reputation and such a great career behind them, I think it's a little bit more acceptable at that point.
And I think that, when you sit down with someone like Diane Sawyer or Barbara Walters, those questions are going to come up. And in the business, especially when it comes to entertainers, you go over the questions. And so to blindside him with something like that, it's just wrong. And I think the journalist is trying to get his little 15 minutes of fame. But got to move quickly now. We got Jared Leto. He was cast in the Suicide Squad, the new, I believe it's supposed to be just villains of Batman. And let me tell you, anyone who knows me knows that I love me some Batman. Ooh, there's some Jared Leto. I'm going to just stick my head. Look, hey. Also I wanted to point out for Carl Dickensheets, our director up there, is that I did that Robert Downey Jr. story for you. Jared Leto. So the reason that people are freaked out about this is the picture that we saw is just plain creepy. It is freaky and terrifying. But the Joker himself is supposed to be that. But Paige, we kind of talked about this earlier. Some fans are saying like it's too much. Some fans are saying it's just too different. Like you're never going to get happy. What was your take on the new costume?
I have mixed feelings about it because I am a fan of basically anything with dealing with comics, and I can understand like the fans not really being okay with the change, but at the same time I'm like I'm interested in seeing where this is going, like where they're taking this this new look.
And Kelsie, you had a reaction when we were looking up photos for the show. What was your first? Because you had never seen that until today.
I hadn't. I was actually listening on the radio this morning and they were talking about it, but they had a lot of things to say about it. Like, you wouldn't want to have Heath Ledger's twin on there. You kind of need to switch it up and just have something new.
Exactly. It can't be the same thing like Heath Ledger. It wasn't the same as Jack Nicholson from the Batman in the 80s, and there's always been something different. But Tyler, what was your take on that picture? Because we've all seen, I think the most famous example is of Heath Ledger. So do you think that people are going to almost unfairly compare Jared Leto to Heath Ledger's performance?
No, I'd heard about this the first time I actually saw the picture, but I think if you go back and look at all the Jokers, all the Batmans, they've kind of changed it a little bit throughout time. So just another change to it. Did it look a little bit scary? A little bit, but isn't that kind of what the Joker's supposed to be? It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. But it'd be interesting to see how it goes from there. Jared Leto and that Joker looks. It'd be interesting. Just looks interesting to see what happens. But I said they've changed the Joker's look throughout time. There's another change to it, and hopefully it's a good one. And
he's always going to be the insane, maniacal villain that everyone loves to hate, and just you want to see the craziness that he's about to do. And I was speaking to Chloe Winters about it a little bit earlier, and she was saying that Jared Leto is such a chameleon, and he can really do any role. And so I think that it's just something that's pretty amazing that he can do this. He reminds me of like a Meryl Streep. He can just do anything, and it's fine. But on our last note, we just got to talk about what is everyone's favorite movie, because we're not going to be able to talk about all the movies that are coming out this summer. But Kelsie, I'll start with you, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what it is. It might have something to do with some dancing men.
No,
and like
I knew you were going to say that. I definitely will go see that, but I am so looking forward to Pitch Perfect 2.
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
very excited for that movie. The first one was amazing. When I first got it, I got it for Christmas, and I'm pretty sure I watched it for 30 days straight every single day. It never left my DVD player, so I'm super excited.
It is one of the most hysterical
Fat Amy,
movies.
I can't wait.
Fat
I'm very
Amy.
excited.
Paige, what about you?
See, my favorite movie that I'm so looking forward to, it's not coming out like during the summer, but it's coming out on Friday, which it's the new Avengers movie. And I'm going to see it on Friday, and I'm so excited about it. Like, it's unreal. I'm so excited. But also the Pitch Perfect. Like, first time I saw the movie, I was like you. Like, I just had to keep watching it.
It's so catchy.
Yeah.
And, like, I learned so many of the songs from it. Like, I should have known them, but some of them were from, like, the 80s or the 90s and wasn't really from our time. And, like, now I hear them on the radio, and I'm like, oh, Pitch Perfect.
That's all I think of with some
Right.
of those songs, is I could think of those sequences in Pitch Perfect. And last but not least, Tyler, how about you? What's your number one go-to for this summer?
Pitch Perfect. I'm not really a big movie buff. I just, don't like the whole, $15 for a movie.
Go during the matinee. Do you think I pay that much money?
$5 Tuesdays.
Yeah.
No, but Pitch Perfect definitely, because Philharmonics, who's going to be in Pitch Perfect too, was here at Clarion like a month or so ago, so they're great. Of the Avengers, all those Marvel movies, I'll probably end up go seeing that. But we'll see. But if me and my lady friend want to go catch a movie, then
My lady friend.
I'll probably go see a movie with her. But we'll see. I work a lot over the summer, so it's tough to go see a movie. Maybe on the weekend, maybe I'll go relax.
Well, I have to go take Carl to go see the Avengers, but I have to say that I think the favorite movie that I want to see, and I was surprised no one mentioned, is Ted 2. I love Ted.
I forgot about
I think
yes,
that
that'll
it's
be
the
good.
most. I love Seth MacFarlane. It's just stupid comedy, but I love it, and it's just hysterical. I can't wait. It's just going to be just as dumb and funny, and I'm just going to laugh myself crazy during that last show. So we're going to take one last break. I know it's not normally what we do. Paige and Tyler, thank you for being here. We're going to take a quick break, and we have our goodbyes. Mine and Kelsey's coming up right after this.
You make me wear my bike helmet. You taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Love what I've gotten to do. I love working in television. I love getting to create television. We don't always think about it in that scope. You produce the news.
I think the main reason why I'm still here after 4 years is I made a lot of friends here. We really bonded, and we were able to work together and create something really cool.
The experience you get from Eagle Media Production House is unlike any other. PR, television, radio, the free components that make up Eagle Media. Get involved today.
Bugs, why won't we go to the doctor? My uncle called, speech all slurred, complaining his arms numb. He called everyone. He even called my daughter Tiara, because, she's got a year of nursing. Everyone thinks he needs to go to the doctor, including me. So he said, well, will you take me? I'm like, I'm on the road. He goes, I'll wait. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love have symptoms of stroke, don't wait. It may be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain loss.
All right, so here it is. Kelsie and I on our own. You never get to see us just standing here on the program set, and we just got it. It's weird that we're just ending. Why
I'm
didn't we
gonna
ask
take a
for
piece
this?
with me.
Exactly. I think I'll take the Entertainment Lately sign, but
I'll take the boards on the side and the plants.
and the plant. Yeah, we just got those plants, and yes, they're totally real. But like we said, it is our last show, and it is kind of bittersweet. We didn't start this. We just got the idea. Started a long, long time ago with Kelly Przelik and Caitlin Himmel, if anyone here even remembers them. And then it kind of went through the hands, and then I got it with Marissa, and then Bryn, and Kelsie sat on as a panelist, and then decided to just come on with me, and I think that
I'm thankful Bryn had such a busy schedule.
I know, isn't that great? Isn't that great? And we've had, a lot of great times and talked about a lot of great stuff, but I'm going to shut up and you say something, because we have a lot of time to kill here.
Well, I don't know. I'm just so happy that I was chosen to be a panelist, and then, I mean, Dylan and I have just become so close, especially from the show. Maybe a little too close.
A little bit. Let me tell you, if anyone knows us, we'll be at Daddy's after this. Let me tell you.
We plan our schedules around each other. He takes classes just because he needs extra one. I'm like, oh, take this one with me.
Exactly.
But, we were just saying, this is the first time that both anchors are leaving. It's always switched, like you said, it was Kelly, then you were with Marissa, and then Marissa left, and then Bryn came, and then now me, and now both of us are gone. So this is so weird, but I'm so happy that we have Dre and Paige, because they did it last week.
It's going to be great.
And they did an amazing job.
I really, really am excited for next year, even though we won't be here. So we won't get to see it, because, in Connecticut, I just don't think I'm going to be able to get it. But to have, Dre and Paige, who just know the show so well. And, Paige, most of the time, you don't always get to see Paige. She's always upstairs. And, I'm glad that Dre has been able to sit in. And, of course, Lauren Healy, who has always come in anytime we need a co-host.
Our fill-in panelist.
Our fill-in, because we are notorious procrastinators, and we never get the show done on time.
We did start today around, I want to say, 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Something like that.
But we got it all done.
We did. And, it's not always easy to get everything like that together. So most of the time shows start a little bit earlier, and it's a little freaky right now because we're having a lot of people just come and stare at us and take pictures, and it's like getting a little freaky.
Wave their hands
But
in the air.
any last things that we want to say before we get off this show one last time?
Just thank you to the few viewers that we do
the
have,
3.
and all the cast and all the crew that has helped us and ran cameras for us, even when we talked about The Bachelor and
oh my God, yes.
Taylor Swift.
And Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, thank you for sticking around during all those awful topics.
It's been great. So for the last time, this is Kelsie Gestrich. I'm Dylan Hyman. We want to thank you, like she said, for watching, and we hope that you tune in for next semester with Dre and Paige for another great season of Entertainment Lately. Thank you.